Hello and welcome, folks. Welcome to the first episode of my Legends show, and we are starting off here with an absolute giant, Andre the Giant, facing off against the greatest Intercontinental Champion ever, Honky Tonk Man, just able to get a nice suplex off of him, and a nice counter by Honky Tonk as well, as we get a couple of nice pokes to the eyes and a nice back elbow right to the back. Now heelish maneuvers, poke to the eyes as well, able to go for a nice neckbreaker combo into that. Now Irish whip around here as we have both of these managers in here. Bobby Heenan tried to go, oh my god, that steel chair. Bobby Heenan ended up sending it to the ring, gets Andre disqualified. Our next match here is an elimination tag team match as Colonel Mustafa gets a quick pot shot into the face of Brian Pillman. Brian Pillman able to get a jawbreaker turnaround here, as now we get an Irish whip coming around the ring on to Colonel Mustafa. Of course, we have Colonel Mustafa and General Adnan against the Hollywood Blondes, Brian Pillman and Stone Cold Steve Austin. We saw some action on the outside into this big backbreaker from Brian Pillman now as he goes for a cover on to Colonel Mustafa, also known as the Iron Sheik for those that do not know. So got a nice take over the top as Steve Austin just gets himself into the ring, and a big shot into the back, running attack now, running knee raise by General Mustafa to send Stone Cold out of the ring. Of course, that is not his name yet. He is not Stone Cold. He is Superstar Steve Austin here. Headlock onto Adnan as he gets his first shot in the match. Brian Pillman able to get himself back in here. Irish whipping around Adnan. Nice power slam combination there as he runs around up to the top rope. Brian Pillman able to go for a giant elbow all the way off to the top rope. As now also going to the top rope once again for a nice top rope DDT. Sending him down on the mat. Going to go for a pin onto Adnan for a 1, for a 2. Only a 2 count as Adnan able to get himself out of there into the corner once again as we get a post. He got posted there. Headlock DDT busting open the head of Adnan here as Brian Pillman and Austin here trying to work together to try and get rid of Adnan. Adnan getting a nice counter here. Able to get a combination here, throwing Austin across the ring. Got himself over to Mustafa, giving himself some breathing room here. Mustafa now sent against the ropes, raked of the face up against the ropes by Austin now as we get a bit of a choke, throwing him down onto the mat. Gonna be picking up Adnan now. What is he going for here? He's got a giant pile driver coming in here. That is a banned move nowadays, but Austin using it on Adnan, or rather Mustafa here, to try and get a pinfall victory here in the first pin for a 3 count. That's not the first pin of the match, but the first 3 count here, as now these two guys have to get rid of Adnan. Here is this stun gun sending him against that rope as he gets a pinfall onto Adnan here for a 1, 2, 3. Austin able to get the pin on both guys for the win here. Our next match here is Rick Rude against Big Old Diesel, also known as Kevin Nash, also known as Big Daddy Cool Diesel. We got a big atomic drop coming in from Rick Rude at the beginning of the match. Ooh, nice dodge out of the way by Kevin Nash as we get a nice side suplex, sending Rick Rude down to the mat. Going to go for a quick pin here onto Rude for only a 1 count, as Rude seems to have a bunch of energy still left in him, but so does Nash as he just throws him across the ring. As we see a fireman's carry countered here as he gets himself back down on the mat. What is Rude going to go for? He's going to get grabbed by him once again for a pump handle throw, just throwing Rude across the mat. Another throw here as he get a nice takedown from Nash as Nash goes for a pinfall onto Rude. 1, 2, only a 2 count as Rude kicks out. Headlock by Rude as he's got a bit of swagger to it. He does the big DDT with his own version of Flair as he seems to be going for a pin. Yes, he's got a 1, he's got a 2, only a 2 count as Big Daddy Cool Diesel able to kick out there. And now big old punch from Diesel as he uses that finisher against Rick Rude. Rick Rude seems to be passed out here as he gets a 1, 2, 2.5 as Rick Rude just barely able to kick out there from that big punch from Diesel. Counter here by Rude, as now Rude going for what seems to be a neckbreaker with that hip gyration, taking out Kevin Nash. That's a big move coming in from Rude as he gets a 1, he gets a 2, gets a 3. After so much damage, Rick Rude's still able to get the win over Kevin Nash.
This will be a physical battle. You're right about that, Cole. This is going to be a war. This could be so physical.
We now have a triple match here between Ric Flair, Ricky the Dragon, Steamboat, and Sting. 3 legendary competitors. Both Sting and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat have both had amazing matches against Flair. I think to WCW mainly when I think of Sting versus Flair. Of course, that's where Sting was. But Ricky Dragon Steamboat has been known for some legendarily great undercard matches. And this is definitely a great match here. Big counter by Ric Flair as he gets a chop block from behind after that suplex counter onto Sting. Sting going in for a Scorpion Deathlock here on to Ric Flair, but having to let go of it now is Sting. Headlock here by Ric Flair. These guys go on for quite some time. Here's a counter of Sting's own as Ricky tries to go for a pin, but Sting able to counter here. These 3 guys actually went for a full half-hour match as they get a turnover onto Ricky Steamboat as he goes for a pinfall onto Steamboat. He gets a 1, but Flair interrupting. As you can see, much of the match is that sort of mentality as we get a Scorpion lock on to Ricky Steamboat now, as it seems like a rope break had to come into that. As we get a pickup here from Ricky Steamboat, it seems to go for a big walking power slam, sending him down onto the mat. As it seems like Ric Flair able to get himself back up. Fireman's carry counter there by Flair as now Flair gets countered as well. Gets taken down to the mat. What is Steamboat going to do now? Counter from Flair coming back into a Russian leg sweep, sending him down to the mat. Sting slowly getting up now, trying to steal a pin onto Steamboat here as he gets a 1, 2, only a 2 count as Flair seems to just be watching. What have we got here? We've got a nice neckbreaker coming in from Ricky Steamboat. Steamboat going to be going up to the top rope here. What's he looking for? Will he go after Flair? No, Flair is able to catch Steamboat as he got him up on the top rope in a bad way. Headlock applied all the way up on the top rope. Seems to be setting up for a giant superplex. Sting just barely rolling out of the way of that superplex. And it seems like Sting able to get himself back up after that giant superplex. Both guys down. But Sting now setting up for a 3rd Scorpion Deathlock. The 2nd to Flair. He's tied up in the ropes, but it seems like the ref doesn't mind right now as Flair has not grabbed onto that rope just yet. Sting just torquing that back and those legs back in that Scorpion Deathlock, but now releasing it now. Perhaps going to go for a pin, dragging Flair around the ring, making sure he can't get a rope break here. Now going for the pin onto Flair for a 1, 2, 2.5 as Flair's just barely able to kick out. That long drag around the ring, able to get Flair enough energy to kick out here. Double onto hook. Oh my God. Ric Flair getting countered there by Ricky Steamboat. And now a jumping DDT from Sting, busting open Ricky Steamboat. Strike from Sting, poke to the eyes from Flair, and now a crotch shot from Flair, sending Sting all the way down to the mat. We're out to the outside as well now. So you see a nice atomic drop by Sting. Now a grab by Ricky Steamboat, sending Sting into that steel post, sending him down onto the mat. Big grab by Sting, going for that pile driver onto the already busted open Rick Steamboat. Going to get the pinfall here as Flair slowly getting himself up. It is a 2.5 as Flair able to break up that pin just barely. It seems like Sting going for another pile driver, this time on to Ric Flair. Now busting open Ric Flair. He's busting open both of these guys. Now a big stomp into the gut of Ric Flair. Gonna pick up Flair. Was Flair able to get a counter now, sending Sting down onto the mat. Oh, big move here. Surfboard into a big sort of drop there by Steamboat, as now we've got a fireman's carry, military press drop by Sting. Will he go for the pinfall? No. As we get another Fireman's carry into the military press. Drop onto Steamboat for the second time here. Seems like Sting out of energy. Nice reverse DDT from Flair. Will he get the opportunity here? It seems like Steamboat is out of action at the moment. He's going to go down for the pin as he gets a 1, a 2, a 3. No. Sting just barely able to kick out here. It seems like now we've got a figure 4 coming into Steamboat. Steamboat has been out of gas for some time here, as both Flair and Sting trying to get the win here against each other. Sting can't quite seem to get that figure 4 broken up, but Flair releasing into this big move onto Sting. Gonna go for the pinfall now as he gets a 1, gets a 2, gets a 3. After a long fought match, both Flair and Steamboat busted open. Flair able to get the win. Now this is your main event of the evening for the World Heavyweight Championship. Tonight's competitors are the Ultimate Warrior and Macho Man Randy Savage. Randy Savage has his lovely wife Elizabeth by his side here. Ultimate Warrior with no manager by his side. Will that make a difference here in this match as we get a headlock here? Headlock takedown by Macho Man Randy Savage at the start of this match. Able to get the early advantage using that technical wrestling. But Ultimate Warrior's power able to get into a nice big splash into the corner here. Taking Macho Man down onto the mat. Going to use that power once again into a big headbutt. And a big toss. That headlock toss there by Ultimate Warrior, picking up Macho Man now. Going to go for another move here. Headlock in the center, edge of the ring. Dragging him into the center of the ring now as we get a big sort of elbow break there, or shoulder break there. Into that military press, sending Macho Man down onto the mat. Going to turn him around for a pin here as he gets a 1, gets a 2, gets a... only a 2 count here, as Macho Man not able to give up quite yet. That big splash onto the back by Ultimate Warrior, showing off here as he gets a 1. Elizabeth taking out the referee here, as the referee is not able to finish the count. Macho Man able to get himself out of that predicament here in this championship match. Our headlock, Macho Man going to go for a big pile driver here. Reverse pile driver, sending him down on the mat. Going to go for a pinfall now onto the Ultimate Warrior for a 1, for a 2, for a 2.5. Not able to get there yet. Nice clothesline as we get a military press into that drop, into this finish now with the splash coming around. As he ran around the ring now, going for that signature show-off pin onto Macho Man for a 2 and a 2.5, as Macho Man able to kick out here. Up on the top rope now is Macho Man and Ultimate Warrior now. A throw down all the way on the top rope. Gonna go for a pinfall now as we get a 1, a 2, a 3, a 2.5, as the ref just kicks out. Ultimate Warrior able to kick out from that giant arm drag all the way from the top rope. Both men slow to get up here as we get a nice sidewalk backbreaker now from Macho Man Randy Savage. Gonna run all the way over to the corner here. Perhaps gonna go up to the top rope. Will he go for that signature elbow drop all the way from the top rope here? No, a big punch to the pectoral of Ultimate Warrior. Will he be going for a pin off that? No, picking up Ultimate Warrior. Ultimate Warrior able to counter, tripping up Macho Man. Gonna go for a quick pin hit fall here for a 1, for a 2. Only a 2 count as Macho Man kicking out of that light sweep there. Headlock here by Macho Man into a nice neckbreaker, sending Ultimate Warrior down on the mat. Gonna go for a nice knee to the face, busting open Ultimate Warrior here. Gonna go for the pinfall after getting that busted open here. 1, 2, 3. Macho Man is your World Heavyweight Champion.
Here's your winner and the new World Heavyweight Champion, Macho Man Randy Savage.
What an incredible match. That one could have gone either way. Nobody has anything to be ashamed of in this one. Yeah, you're right. It's just a shame that someone had to lose. If anyone can, Ultimate Warrior can take this loss and turn it into a positive. Listen to this Detroit crowd. I think they're already ready for the rematch.
down.